Now this is just a small project I need to do for the steam whistle. I need to make two small forks, one for the steam whistle and one which will go inside the cab and fit to a small bracket, and the forks will then be connected by a short length of cable. It's a simple no-nonsense fork really. It's nothing elaborate, nothing special. It just enables me to be able to use the steam whistle in comfort without any rods or levers. I'll just now put the rod in the machine, the milling machine vise, and mill the slots, which will match the small bracket in the cab and the lever on the steam whistle. Now I've set the spindle on high speed. It's over 1000 RPM, and actually it could do with more really. When you're using small diameter cutters like these, you really do need high speed. At slower speed you're just going to break the cutter. Now the slot depth is not important, neither is the width. It's just going to fit on a small bracket. It needs to be an easy movement anyway. I don't want a tight fitting slot. Now once I've got this milled, I shall put this in the forge jaw, and I shall turn down at the other end to a small boss, which will be drilled through, and then a small grub screw hole will be drilled so that it grips the cable. Now the kind of brass I'm using, I'm not too sure of the grade. I think it's like used to be called screw rod. It's not the drawn type. Drawn brass is a lot tougher, and machine's different, and it can be sometimes a little bit sticky to mill. But this sort of brass, it just goes through it like a knife through butter. Well, that milled okay without any problems. It's just a matter now of cutting this off and turning the boss down on the opposite end. Well, that's the fork milled out, which will fit on the steam whistle there. I'll have this in the forge or chuck and turn down a small boss at the opposite end of the fork, and then it'll be drilled through, and a small grub screw will be used to hold the cable in place, and it'll be exactly the same in the cab. Same kind of fork with a boss turned down, drilled through so that the cable can be attached to it. Well, I've got the forge on now, and I'm just going to roughly set it up true by eye, and then what I'll do, I'll just bring my tool up in the tool post and just lightly touch on each side to get it running true. It's a bit crude really, but it does work for me. It doesn't have to be super accurate, doesn't this? It's just a matter of turning a small boss at the opposite end of the fork and then parting off. That's just a bit wobbly, is that? So I'll bring the tool up and just lightly touch each side, and then move accordingly, move the jaw accordingly. Just keep moving a little bit till it looks to be okay, and then get on with the job. I say it doesn't have to be super accurate, doesn't this? And that doesn't look too bad actually. A little bit more, and that will do, I think. Yeah, just a touch. Oh, yep, there we go. I think that's near enough for what I want. I'll change the tool now, and I shall machine the boss. I'll put my square-ended tool in, and then just machine behind the fork there. Now this is one of my homemade tools. I mentioned in a previous video I don't use throwaway tip tools. I braze my own tips onto steel shanks. Quite a good supply of tips. I've had these quite a lot of years now, and I make all my own turning tools. I have some decent diamond wheels, so that's a great help. The only throwaway tip tool I do use is my Iskar parting off blade. Well, I'm just machining now the rear of the fork. I'll get it to diameter and then just part it off after I've drilled it. And that's how I make small forks, or cleavishes as they're sometimes known as. I just need now to round off the end of the fork. Just do this freehand. Now I'm just going to drill through the length which I need, which includes the boss and the fork. I'm just drilling it at a clearance drill so that the cable, the 2mm cable I'm going to use, will fit easily into this fork, which will be secured by a small grub screw. Now, looking at the square section there, I didn't particularly like it, so I decided to turn over the OD of the square and just round it off a little bit. Makes the appearance look a little bit better than just having a square section like it was. Well, that's it. That's the turning finished there. I'll just now part it off with my rear mounted parting tool, and that's done for that. All I need to do with these then is to drill the grub screw holes. Well, that's one of them finished there. Unfortunately, the drill didn't quite go through far enough. I hadn't allowed the length. It's no problem in that though. I'll put that in the 3-jaw chuck later and re-drill it from the fork end. Well, here I'm milling a piece of scrap brass really, just for the fork to be attached, which will be fitted at the rear of the cab. You can see the marking out in the middle where the fork will fit over. It's nothing precision, nothing special. It's just a small bracket really to attach the fork, which is going to be the same on the whistle end, and the cable will be fed through from the whistle through the cab front and up to this bracket, and hopefully then it should be fairly easy to use the whistle. I'm just trying the small fork, see if it fits through. I don't want it too slack. I'll just take a little bit more off and try it. I don't want it flipping about all over. Then again, it don't want to be too tight. It's still a bit more to come off. Not quite there yet, just a tiny little bit to come off now, and that should do it. Right, that will do. It feels just about right, not too slack and not too tight. Now that's the newly made fork attached to the whistle there, the whistle lever, and the cable is attached. I did make two of these forks. I made one off camera, no point in showing making it, it's just exactly the same thing, no point in repeating. And the cable passes through a small hole which I drilled in the front sheet there, and I had a little bit of a problem with that, which I shall mention in a moment. There you can see the other fork attached to the small bracket which I've just milled. Temporary bit of tube in there just to try it out. Now it works quite well, does that. Now the problem was I planned to open this out and put the small brass bush there, but I drilled through a rivet. I just miscalculated where I was drilling, and it sod's law, it went straight through with the rivets. I'm a bit reluctant to drill this out because I don't want the angle there to spring away from the cab front sheet, so I think I'm going to leave it. I think it'll be okay. It's steel. It's not going to wear for the amount of use, so I'm going to leave that. A little bit disappointed in that. I'll have another look later on and see, but I think I'll probably leave it. Anyway, it works okay, does that? Quite. This won't be left on, by the way. I'll have something better than that. It's just temporary, is that little bit of plastic tube. Now, just having a closer look at this, I think I might actually attempt to drill it out and put a small brass bush in. It's just a matter of removing the small screw there, and then the rivet, and I'll just put a small brass bush in. It looked better. It looks a bit crude like this, and I don't really like the idea. So I'll give this a go later and see how it turns out. But otherwise, I'm pleased with it. It should work fine. Well, I hope you found this video of interest, and once again, thank you for watching.